Welcome in, everybody. I want to start by extending a massive, really warm greeting directly to you, the listener.
Yes, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
We always say you are the essential third person in this room, right? And today, we really need your curiosity right out of the gate.
Oh, absolutely.
So imagine you are staring at a clockwork boy built over 250 years ago. He blinks. He dips a real feather quill into a jar of ink, shakes off the excess, and physically writes out a sentence on a piece of paper.
It is wild to even picture.
Right. Today, we are taking you on a deep dive to the city that birthed the world's first mechanical computers.
And, that Clockwork Boy is really just one piece of an incredible puzzle. We are exploring Neuchâtel, Switzerland.
A gorgeous place.
It really is. And if you are the kind of person who doesn't just want to, look at beautiful buildings, but actually wants to understand the mechanics of a place, how a city builds itself, how the people think, then this is definitely for you.
Exactly. By the end of this deep dive, you're going to understand exactly why this specific region acts as this microcosm of human ingenuity.
From Ice Age predators all the way to a massive 21st century music festival.
Yeah, quite the timeline. So here is our roadmap. We are starting deep in the ancient mud of the lake bed.
Getting our hands dirty right away.
Literally. Then we're going to rise up, scale these steep, butter yellow medieval streets. From there, we'll step indoors to peek inside the minds of local clockwork geniuses.
And we'll end up right back at the water for a modern lakeside party.
Sounds like a perfect day.
Which is fitting because to truly understand Neuchâtel, you really have to start with the water.
Right.
The ground you walk on in the city is defined entirely by the lake it sits on, which was carved out by retreating glaciers at the end of the last ice age.
And the geography here is highly specific, isn't it? Neuchâtel sits in the Three Lakes region.
Yeah, you have Lake Neuchâtel, Lake Merton, and Lake Biel.
But if you look at how people have historically navigated this water, you realize these aren't just, isolated lakes. They are a massive contiguous waterway.
Deeply connected by the Zeil and Broye canals. It's actually one of the longest navigable waterways in Switzerland.
Wow.
And the evolution of how humans have traversed those interconnected waters is just fascinating. You can actually still ride the steamboat Neuchâtel today.
Oh, I was reading about this. It's a marvel. It's a semi-saloon paddle steamer from 1912.
Yeah, a classic belly poke vessel.
And for those unfamiliar, a semi-saloon steamer means the main passenger cabin, the saloon, is partially sunk into the hull, right?
Exactly. It gives the ship a lower, sleeker profile.
But it still offers all that luxurious space inside, propelled by these massive side paddle wheels. But the craziest part of the specific 1912 ship is its mechanical, lowerable chimney.
Right, because this ship wasn't just built for the wide open expanse of Lake Neuchâtel. It was built to navigate those connecting canals we just mentioned.
Okay, I have to ask. A lowerable chimney. Wait, like a convertible car roof, but for a massive 1912 steamboat?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
To get from Lake Neuchâtel to Lake Merton, you have to pass under several incredibly low canal bridges.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, a standard rigid smokestack from that era would just crash right into the stone.
So how did they solve it? With like a giant hinge?
Basically, the engineers designed this brilliant system of counterweights and hinges at the base of the funnel. So as the steamboat approaches a low bridge, a winch system is engaged.
That is so cool.
The entire massive smokestack physically tilts back and lowers almost flat against the deck. Once you clear the span, the weights help haul the chimney back upright, the steam catches the draft again, and you just sail on.
Solving a geographic puzzle with a giant mechanical hinge, that is just brilliant.
It's very Swiss, really.
It is. And speaking of the relationship between the water and engineering, if you step off that boat at the nearby town of Hauterive, you hit the Latanium.
Oh, the Latanium.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is an archaeological park and museum, and its layout is just completely unconventional.
It really is. It's arguably one of the most important archaeological museums in Europe.
And the name comes from a specific site, right?
Yeah, it's named after Laten. It's a site right on the lake that was so rich in artifacts, it actually gave its name to an entire Celtic culture that dominated Europe during the Second Iron Age.
Known for their incredibly intricate metalwork, if I recall.
Exactly. But what makes the Latanium special is really how you experience it.
Right. It's basically a reverse time machine. Like most museums start you at the beginning, the oldest rocks or bones, and you walk forward through history to the present day.
Yeah, chronological.
But the Latanium completely flips the script.
because it mimics the actual physical process of archaeology.
Oh.
When you dig into the earth, the first thing you hit is the most recent history.
Makes total sense when you put it like that.
Right. The deeper you dig, the further back in time you go. You are physically descending through the strata of human existence.
So you walk in the door, and you are immediately in the Renaissance, around 1600 AD.
And as you walk down the ramps through the building, you are literally walking backward in time.
You travel through the Middle Ages and the Gallo-Roman era, where there's this massive, detailed model of the Colombier Villa, and then back to the Celtic Iron Age.
And eventually you hit the Bronze Age. The museum actually has an expansive free park outside, where they've reconstructed Bronze Age stilt houses right over the water.
Okay, I've always wondered about those. How did people in the Bronze Age actually build entire villages suspended over a lake? What's the mechanism there?
Oh, it was incredibly labor-intensive. They would fell massive oak trees, sharpen the trunks, and drive these piles deep into the soft marl clay of the lake bed.
By hand?
Yeah, by hand. They'd brace them with heavy stones dropped into the water around the base, and then construct raised wooden platforms across the top.
But why go through all that trouble? Just for fishing?
No, not just for fishing.
Yeah.
The alpine lakes had wildly fluctuating water levels. Building on stilts protected the homes from flooding.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it also acted as a natural moat to defend against predators and rival tribes.
It's ancient structural engineering. And then you go even further back inside the museum, past the hunters of 13,000 BC, until you reach the deepest layer of the museum.
The country of the Big Bears.
The country of the Big Bears.
Yes, roughly 100,000 BC. They have cave bones from 62 different animal species.
Including massive cave bears, right? Excavated from a nearby cave at Cotenture.
Exactly. The scale of time is staggering.
It really is. This was right around the time Neanderthals arrived in the region, about 90,000 BC.
Yeah.
You stand there looking at a bare bone, realizing that early human ancestors were sheltering in these exact hills, sharing the landscape with these predators, while massive glaciers covered the rest of the continent.
It completely grounds you. It reminds you that human history is just a thin layer resting on top of a very deep, very old world.
Which brings us perfectly to the city of Neuchâtel itself. We've pulled ourselves out of the ancient mud and ice, and we are fast-forwarding to the medieval era.
A huge leap forward.
Right. So how does a city physically build itself here? Because if you look at the topography, it is essentially a sheer hill rising sharply out of the lake.
And that gravity dictates everything about the city structure. The author Alexandre Dumas once famously joked that Neuchâtel looked like it had been carved from a single block of butter.
A block of butter. It's such a vivid image. And it's because almost the entire old town is built from Hautarive limestone.
Exactly. This is a very specific local stone. Geologically, it was formed in ancient, shallow, warm seas.
And it's rich in iron oxide, which gives it that distinct, warm, glowing yellow hue.
The city didn't import its building materials. It literally quarried the earth beneath its feet and stacked it upwards.
But stacking a city up a steep hill creates a logistical nightmare for anyone trying to walk it today. I mean, if you just wander aimlessly, you're going to end up climbing the incredibly steep Rue du Château multiple times.
Oh yeah, fighting gravity until your legs give out.
Which is why understanding the flow of the city is so important. The sources talk about this AI self-guided walking tour that modern visitors use to map out a strategic loop. It's roughly 4.6 kilometers.
It's a great tool. You start at the lake, you climb the hill exactly once to reach the pinnacle, and then you slowly coast back down through the different layers of history.
It's brilliant. You preserve your energy. And at the absolute peak of that hill, you find the historic seat of power, the Château de Neuchâtel.
It is a massive, imposing structure that still functions as the active seat of the cantonal government today.
Right, because Switzerland is a confederation made up of cantons.
Yeah, so this castle is essentially a working state capitol building filled with centuries of political history.
And right next to it is the Collegiale, a stunning 12th century Protestant church.
Yes.
Inside, there is a monument that is considered one of the most important medieval artifacts of its kind in Europe.
Yeah.
A painted Gothic cenotaph.
And the cenotaph is essentially an empty tomb, right?
Exactly. The word comes from Greek kinos, meaning empty, and taphos, meaning tomb. It's a monument honoring people buried elsewhere.
In this case, it honors the Counts of Neuchâtel. It features 15 life-size, vibrantly painted figures.
It wasn't about holding remains. It was a sheer display of wealth, legacy, and architectural dominance at the highest point in the city.
Absolutely. And as you start descending the hill, letting gravity do the work, you hit the Tour de Prison.
The base of this tower dates back to the 10th century, making it the oldest standing structure in Neuchâtel.
It offers a full 360-degree view of the lake and the Alps, but its internal history is quite dark.
Yeah, for centuries it functioned as a medieval prison, holding debtors, criminals, and political dissidents. It even held the famous Italian humanist Benedetto da Piglio way back in 1415.
It's fascinating how power flowed down from the castle, through the prisons, and eventually down into the public squares.
Right. Just a short walk down into the cobblestones of the Croix du Marché, you find the Fountain of Justice.